Despite horror stories featuring monsters and curses, one of the most dangerous and deadly parts of our planet is simultaneously one of the things that we rely on the most: the ocean. Immeasurable mysteries lurk beneath the waves, and the vastness of the sea ensures that those who fall victim to the swells may very well never be heard from again. From sea monsters of the type usually only described in legends to storms of such enormous proportions that they can swallow entire cities, the ocean constantly reminds us that we are at its mercy. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we'll be taking a look at 3 fascinating mysteries from the ocean. Squid attacks US Navy ship. Most naval battleships are equipped to withstand the worst forms of sea warfare and storms that nature can throw at them, and the Knox-class US naval destroyer was likely more prepared than most. However, it turned out that they were no match for a monstrous sea monster that attacked it during a special operations mission in the Pacific Ocean in 1978. As the USS Steen cruised the waters between Acapulco and Ecuador, it was attacked by an unseen monster from below. It caused severe technical issues and the failure of the sonar system vital for navigation of enemy waters, requiring the destroyer to return to port in California, where it was removed from the water for repairs, and what they found shocked them. There was incredible and extensive damage to the hull of the ship, including deep cuts to the rubber coating that protected the ship. Over 8% of this supposedly indestructible coating was damaged, with cuts, gashes, dents, and scrapes. Inside the largest of these gashes, the repair team found huge, curving hooks embedded in the hull. These hooks were strikingly familiar, and they resembled the hooks found in the suction cups of large squid, except that the only problem was that these were over 5 times as large as any known squid species. Analysis of the gashes and the hooks found that the creature who had attacked the ship was likely a squid of almost 46 meters long. This is over 3 times as large as the current record-holding species of squid, which can grow up to 14 meters long. Those who have searched for this potentially undiscovered species have dubbed it the USS Steen monster because of the deadly capacity of those hooks. As unbelievable as it may seem that a monstrous squid capable of such destruction can lurk beneath the waves, it is a widely acknowledged fact that our knowledge of the moon's surface is far greater than our knowledge of what lies at the floor of the ocean. It is entirely feasible that many creatures could haunt the sea floor, such as the giant squid. Then again, it is also entirely possible that what attacked the USS Stein was no squid at all and was instead a fearsome creature of entirely different origins that has yet to be discovered. The only way to solve this mystery would be to discover one day whatever it was that caused such damage to a supposedly indestructible ship. The mystery of the Marlow. It is not uncommon for ships to be tossed to pieces at the mercy of violent storms brewing in the deep sea, or spit onto unseen coral reefs and shredded by the underlying rocks. Occasionally, a ship will simply disappear and leave the family members of her crew to wonder at its fate. This appeared to be the case with the Marlow, which was a large iron merchant ship that went missing in 1890 after setting sail from New Zealand in January, on its way to bring wool and frozen meats to London. In those days, it took many months to make the treacherous passage across open seas. Occasionally, the ship would fall prey to the submerged icebergs hidden off the coast of Cape Horn, or some other dangerous hazard lurking in the open sea and would never be seen again. So, when the Marlow still had not arrived at port in April, it was assumed lost at sea, not an uncommon fate for merchant ships at the time. However, the case became instantly more mysterious when the Marlow turned up again 23 years later in 1913 off the coast of Cape Horn, with the skeletons of her crew scattered curiously all over her deck. The report of the sailors who found the remains of the ship reported that about 20 skeletons were found on board, and in a lot of different locations. One was found alone, directly under the wheel, and another one found alone on the bridge, with 5 more nearby. No less than 3 skeletons were found by the ladder leading below the deck. The largest group found in a single area consisted of 10 skeletons, in what is known as the mess room, the main social quarters of the ship. The most mysterious part of the discovery of what remains of the Marlborough was the placement of the skeletons. Because they were scattered throughout the ship, as though going through their normal operating routines, they must have all passed away abruptly from the same thing and all at the same time. The bodies in the hatchway suggest that they may have been running from something, although the other bodies throughout the ship rule out being rounded up by pirates and dying. Additionally, what was presumably the captain was found under the steering wheel, as though he passed away while trying to direct the ship, which would be an odd priority if your crewmates were losing their lives. Although the mystery of the Marlborough has riddled minds since its discovery in 1913, and the ship was thoroughly searched for clues at the time of its discovery, we will likely never know the circumstances that led to this unusual placement of bodies throughout the ship. The Kubenharwan Disappearance. The Marlborough is not the only ship to have disappeared under mysterious circumstances. The Scandinavian sailing ship was the largest sailing ship in the world upon her launch in 1921, and was fully equipped with 20-story high sailing masts that would lead her to successfully sail twice around the world. She was primarily a training vessel that allowed the sons of prominent Danish families to learn how to sail, so that they could eventually make a career as an officer. Because of this, Kubenharwan frequently set sail with light or no cargo loads. After unloading a light cargo of cement and chalk in Buenos Aires, she underwent one of these empty voyages on a journey from Buenos Aires to Australia, headed by the capable and respected Captain Hans Andersen. Andersen and a small crew of 15, along with 45 cadets from prominent Danish families, set sail for the 7-week journey. On December 22nd, a passing Norwegian steamer received an "all is well" radio signal from the ship as it passed Tristan da Cunha Island in the South Atlantic. This exchange became the last time the ship was seen or heard. At this time, radio was a fairly new technology and had a limited range at sea. Captain Andersen was not fond of using it, so initially the Danish East Asiatic Company that owned the ship was not concerned at the lack of communication. However, as the days and weeks passed and there was still no sign of the ship and she did not appear at her expected port, the company became more and more alarmed. Due to the extensive cost of the extravagant vessel, as well as pressure from the wealthy families whose sons were cadets on the missing ship, the company launched an extensive search of the area around Tristan da Cunha for several months. There had been rumours of a damaged ship sighted off the coast that had quickly disappeared. However, there was no sign of the ship, and the search expanded towards the Australian coast without result. At long last, the Danish East Asiatic Company was forced to declare the ship lost at sea. However, that is where the mystery begins. Fishermen and sailors around Chile and Argentina reported several sightings of a phantom 5-mast sailing ship that matched the description of the Kubenharwan, causing rumours that the ship was haunting the sea where it went down. Then, in 1934, men working in the South Atlantic discovered a sealed bottle that contained an account from a cadet on board the ship, saying that the ship struck an iceberg, forcing the crew to take lifeboats in the middle of a gale force ice storm and watch as their ship slowly descended into the sea, leaving behind a grim fate for the passengers. Although there is no way to tell if the note is legitimate, it supports the prevailing theory that she was sunk in the Arctic waters, although another is that she capsized due to the lack of cargo on board. Whatever the case, Kubenharwan was never seen again and remains a prevailing mystery of the sea. As long as man has been able to build boats, we have attempted to conquer the seas, and at times it appears that we have been successful. However, the untold numbers of mysteries that lie within the waters remind us that even the most impenetrable and impressive ships are still at the mercy of the vengeance of the waves. But what do you make of these ocean mysteries? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below and help us by growing this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for for more videos.